Hey folks, Cornell with YouTube Fishing Vids. I just leaned into a nice bass on the same crankbait that I was working in my last mystery tackle box unboxing slam attempt. And check out this beast. Wow, what a chunky fish. Is that pre-spawn or what, guys? That's the live target crankbait. I've been out here a couple hours. It is way windy on that main lake, and look at that. Seriously, look at the belly on this fish. I do not think I've ever caught a bass that short and that fat. That is absolutely awesome. So yeah, I kept this crankbait tied on. I knew this was a perfect bait, like I said in my last video. Absolutely perfect bait for my local lake here. This is only my second time out, and it is time for some pliers. These things are buried. Oh, here they are. All right, so I got some pliers out for the crankbait, treble hooks. The thing was buried. There we go. There he is one more time. I swear that is giant when it comes to his belly. Nuts. All right, guys, welcome aboard. We're gonna see what we can do out here in my local lake. Got 3 hours to fish on a brisk, cool, windy morning. It is definitely chilly. All right, guys, there's that beautiful live target, that translucent brown with that little orangey beige little claws towards the end of the crankbait there. It's about a 6 to 8 foot diver. So I'm paralleling the banks. I've got some rocks. I got some old dead weeds, medium heavy, moderate action crankbait rod by St. Croix. Same exact one in my last video. Old school smoke reel, just medium speed reel with 12-pound test fluorocarbon. I'm virtually parallel on this bank. I'm not really at much of an angle to it. I'm sticking into the depth range that this crankbait can dive to. I'm looking at my depth finder. I'm sitting in 10 feet of water, and this is going about 6 to 8 feet down. So as I cast up kind of parallel to the shore, a little bit towards the shore, I'm casting up into about 4 feet of water, maintaining the depth from 4 to about 8 feet. So I'm staying in contact with the bottom, and that bass pounded it after I banged into a rock. So again, that deflection and that reaction bite is what it was all about right there. Well, guys, I knew I'd catch one on that little Z-Man finesse jig out of the March mystery tackle box. So that's two baits that I was too lazy to take off my rods and reels, and it ended up getting me my second fish of the day. There it is, that Z-Man with that little Krusty's mini crawl out of the mystery tackle box with March. Second fish of the day. It is blowing out of here, guys. There's white caps. I'm tucked behind the boat docks right here, trying to stay in a little spot here, and look what I did. I even tied off to one of their little storage boxes here so I can stay out of the wind and actually finesse them up a little bit, because it's a tough day. I got one power fishing and I got one finesse fishing, and I've got to tell you, this little finesse jig is awesome. I knew it would be. Let's see if there's any more hiding in the pocket. Back-to-back casts on the little finesse jig. Gotta be honest with you, I did throw a drop shot in there. I saw a few fish off that little drop off. I'm up pretty shallow, folks. A little dinks in here probably, but you never know what's gonna pop out. But gosh, at least I'm getting my line tugged on a windy day. Oh my gosh, it got so bad out here. I can't even believe it. I didn't see it in the forecast, but number 3 fish, I'll take them all day long. Fishing this on the drop shot rod, just 10-pound test braid with a 6-pound test leader. Put a little crawfish set on, it goes a long way, but that's back-to-back cast. Let's do this in time, see what happens. Oh boy, right here at the boat. Wow. I got a gang of dinks over here, but I'm gonna be happy to catch everyone that wants to bite. So all day long with this little finesse jig, this is an awesome little bait. It's getting fun. They're biting this thing. You know, I was actually a little worried that this, and again, I apologize about the wind, guys, but I was actually a little worried about these are pretty stiff weed guards for a little jig, but so far I've been whacking them pretty good. I've only lost a couple. see what we got here. It's a little bit, I think it's a little chunkier fish, not much, but it's definitely a bigger fish. So I had a little short spell there where I must have caught every dink out in the house out of there, and then his little bit, I can't even say a little bit bigger brother came by, but it's still doing damage. So I got some great numbers going on. I'm not complaining. This is awesome. One major disadvantage to being in these little mini pontoon style bass boats like this Pelican is they are hard to control. When it's windy like that and when there's little white caps out, I'm telling you, finding a little spot, a little cove, a little calm spot, having an anchor and or something to tie off to and just put the wind at your back and, you know, cast with the wind behind you, and you can pound some fish. You may or may not get on some big ones, but at least you'll have some action. You won't be fighting it all day. And in fact, sometimes fighting it all day is what keeps you from catching fish. So I'm happy to be catching some little dinks right now, considering how blustery and miserable it is out there on the main lake. All right, well, if you can see behind me, it seems like things have calmed down a little bit out there on the main lake. I'm gonna get out of this little pocket here. I warm out pretty good. They're the little small ones, but if we're lucky before this day's over, I'll find a little bigger fish to play with. So hang tight, stay tuned. Awesome, working my way back to the ramp. I literally just left my spot with my little finesse jig, and I'm working the bank here, and I'm popped another fat, chunky little fish on that live target crankbait. Again, look how short and stumpy. I feel like I'm on the Potomac River with this fish. That's crazy. So how cool is that? All right, so it wasn't a dink fest to end the day, fortunately, because I picked up that crankbait again, and there he is. So yeah, check out those ultra red lips. They are munching on craws. So if that doesn't tell a tale, I don't know what does. So thank you, Live Target. Thank you, Mystery Tackle Box, last month for an awesome bait. Okay, folks, I made it back to the boat ramp. I'm gonna go ahead and chuck this spinnerbait around for a few more casts before I roll. But all in all, not a bad 3 hours of pre-spawn bass fishing out here in my local lake. That brown crawl pattern live target crankbait got it done for a couple really nice chunky pre-spawn bass, and got myself out of the wind for a little dink fest on that Z-Man finesse jig. So it's been an absolutely awesome day. So as always, I appreciate you joining me. As always, I appreciate you subscribing, and until we meet again, over and out.